Hey, no matter where you go, whatever you're up to, if you're feeling lonely and blue, I'm here for you and I've got stories too. If you're feeling lost and alone, I hope with my voice you'll feel at home. This is Sarah's Bedtime Stories, The Art of 20s. Fall in love again. Fall in love again? I got a question from one of my listeners. Something about ending a long-term relationship and asking me how to deal with the other things after it. How to deal with the quote-unquote other things after it. That feeling na masakit na yung breakup and lalo pang naging mas masakit because of the other things after it. Hi. 10 years, 7 years, 5 years, 3 years. Kapag naririnig ko yung mga kaibigan ko na ganito na katagal ang kanilang relationship, naa-amaze ako sa kanila. Yung aso na kapitbahay namin gustong sumali sa conversation, kaya sorry guys if naririnig niyo siya. Anyways, going back. Kapag naririnig ko yung mga kaibigan ko na ganito na katagal ang kanilang relationship, naa-amaze ako sa kanila. For them to have a constant in this world na mabilis, na maraming nagbabago, mabilis ang pagbabago, 'di ba? Tapos sila constant and then masaya, happily in love. Hashtag, sana all. But, gaya ng lagi kong sinasabi sa mga podcast episode, life happens. Hindi naman lahat ng kwento happy ending. Just like other stories, some will come to an end. May mga relationships na kailangan matapos. May mga kwento rin na kahit gaano tayo napasaya, napakilig, kailangan din nating mag-move on. If we had our first love, we also had our first heartbreak. Masakit yun. The love that you once shared, the smiles that you were the reason, the memories you've created, the celebrations, the day-to-day conversations, the boring days, and the happy days. Hi, pangalawang hi na yun. But there's more. Alam niyo yung pakiramdam na there's this pain after the breakup, pero hindi pa kasi doon natatapos yung pain eh. After kasi ng breakup, meron pang mga ibang bagay na kailangan mong harapin. The relationship that you had with his or her family, your group of friends, your common friends, and then the thought na what if magkasalubong kayo ulit kasi it's a small world after all. Yung mga hashtag memories rewind moments mo, mapaumaga, tanghali, hapon, or gabi, madaling araw, any time of the day. The way that you remember the things that you did together or the places you visited together. And a lot more. Let me know kung ano pa yung mga yan. You can comment it, send it to me, or have a conversation with me. Let's talk about it. Pwede, di ba? Mali mo, makagawa pa tayo ng isang episode at ikaw ang susunod na guest. Di ba? But anyway, in my 20s, I realized that in this age, or kapag ganitong edad yata, parang ang dami mong bagong nakikilala, pero meron ding mga relasyon na nagtatapos. Parang may makikilala, magtatapos, may makikilala, a cycle. Bakit ganon, no? Bakit nga kailangan nating maging masaya ng bonggang-bongga Tapos kung anong saya, ganun din yung sakit. Sabi nga nung kaibigan ng kaibigan ko, question niya daw to. Sabi niya, bakit daw kailangang masaktan pa? Well, sabi nila para tumibay tayo, para mas lalo nating ma-appreciate yung saya after the pain. Different answers to the questions, pero minsan, yan din yung tanong natin kapag nasasaktan tayo. Bakit ang sakit? Pero going back to ending a long-term relationship, there are a lot of reasons why relationships they work out. Kung bakit hindi sila nagtatagal or kung bakit kailangan nilang magtapos. Sabi ng song, love just ain't enough. And sometimes I do agree with this one. So, para mas malaman natin kung ano, or para mas malaman ko rin kung ano yung mga iba't ibang dahilan, bakit kailangan mag-end ng relationship, bakit kailangan may mang-iwan at may maiiwan, nagtanong ako sa aking mga Instagram followers. If hindi nyo pa ako fina-follow sa aking personal account, it's at SAHMAELUGTU. Pero kung gusto nyong maging updated sa aking mga podcast questions, podcast stories, and podcast games, and prizes, follow nyo lang ang @_Sarah's Bedtime Stories. Ayan. So, grow tayo ng followers, guys. Help me. Anyway, sabi nung aking mga followers, actually, ang daming sumagot. Thank you so much for answering. So, ito daw, yung mga iba't ibang rason kung bakit naghihiwalay. Una, cheating. Kasi meron pa rin mga tao na hindi daw marunong talagang makontento. Yung tipong all-in ka na, binigay mo na ang lahat, kunin mo na ang lahat sa akin feels, pero nakahanap pa rin ng dahilan para ipagpalit ka. Priorities. Na-outgrow ang isa't isa. Mahal pa rin si ex. Masyadong attached and hindi nag-iwan ng enough space to breathe, think, explore, grow, or realize. Or sabi nga niya, kailangan din ng solitude sa isang relasyon, which nag-agree naman ako. Tama yun, para sa akin. Hindi raw ready for commitment. Ouch! Parang red flag ko to. Oras. Sawa na. Parang ang sakit nun, no? Sawa na sa'yo. And sabi rin ng isa kong follower, it's the best option to grow apart. Pwede rin daw LDR, long distance relationship. Pride. Walang gustong makinig, gusto parehas tama. Right person, wrong timing. Hinahanap ang sarili. Tanong ng aking follower dito, saan daw ba tinatago ang sarili na yan? Oo nga, paano ba mahanap ang sarili? Miscommunication. Nag-enjoy na sa piling ng iba. Hindi nila tayo kayang i-handle. They value their ego more than us. Kaya kapag ganon, sasabihin nila, hindi mo ako deserve, huh? And minsan daw nare-realize din natin na we are just infatuated and hindi yun love. Iba't ibang rason, pero we cannot deny the fact na most of the breakups, masakit yun. Siyempre may pinagsamahan kayo, may mga memories kayo together, but you need to end the relationship. So the question is, how to deal with breakups and how to start all over again? How to fall in love again? Paano nga, no? Kasi siya yung kasama mo sa lahat ng iyong firsts. Kilala na siya ng lahat, kaibigan, pamilya, paborito pa siya ni mama. Ang dami nyo ng okasyon na sinelebrate together. Ang dami mo ng pinangarap na kasama siya. And sanay ka na rin makasama siya sa mga ginagawa mo sa buhay. So how? Well, my answer is, feeling ko depende siya sa tao kung ano yung coping mechanism niya sa mga ganitong bagay. Merong mga iyak ng iyak, like me. Meron din namang mga hindi umiiyak. So, depende. Pero if you're going to ask me, I'm having a hard time cutting connection with the people who are important to me. Lalong-lalo na if talagang malapit sa akin. So, as much as I can, isi-save ko talaga kung ano mang relationship yan. Pero natutunan ko rin na if it's not anymore healthy for me, yung naluloka na ako, nawawalan na ako ng kapayapaan sa buhay, or mas marami na yung pain sa sadness, I need to decide na I have to end it then. And if I made that decision, what I would do is, I will feel the pain first. Sabi nila, di ba, pain demands to be felt. Una-una, I'm a crybaby kasi, and hindi ako magaling hide ng emotion. So, kung ano talaga yung nararamdaman ko, yun yung nalalabas ko. So, kung nasasaktan ako, tas masakit talaga, iiyak ko talaga lahat. And magre-reminisce ako kung gusto ko. If randomly naalala ko siya and I wanted to tell stories about that person, ikukwento ko kung sino man ang mabait kong kaibigan dyan. Lalong-lalo na Madam Judy Ann Mamahon, special thanks to you for always listening. I feel like kailangan ko kasing i-process yung mga emosyon ko. Ayoko kasi silang takasan kasi feeling ko anytime, madali akong balikan ng mga emosyon ko. Parang hindi ko siya matatapos kasi lagi ko siyang tinatakpan. Kaya parang pag naungkat ulit siya, masakit ulit siya. Yun yung sa akin, ha? Yun yung pakiramdam ko. Para kasi sa akin, no, kung ganito man, minahal ko kasi siya eh. Napasaya niya ako. So, I don't know if it will sound mabait, pero feeling ko okay lang naman sa akin na iyakan ko siya or mamiss ko siya nang hindi naman madalas, like minsan. Pero kasabay nun, for me, I need to find things that will help me too. Hindi naman kasi pwedeng ganun araw-araw. Kasi you have a life outside that relationship or outside that situationship or kung ano man ang tawag mo dun. Lalo na kung siya, masaya na siya sa buhay niya, hindi ka na niya naaalala. 'Di ba? #self-worth. But you know what? Hindi naman kasi ganun kadali yung mag-move on ka, lalo na kung may mga pangarap ka nakasama siya, may mga pangarap kayong binuo together, 'di ba? 5 years, 10 years from now, yung mga ganong bagay. Nagplano ka na ng mga goals na bubuuin nyo, ng mga travels na ibubook nyo, ng mga business na itatayo nyo, tapos biglang hindi naging kayo. Parang dinrowing mo na eh. Kukulayan mo na lang. Kaso hindi natuloy. Painful. But to tell you honestly, baka hindi kasi siya yung magkukulay nun. Pwede kasing ikaw. Pwede kasing ibang tao. Pwede yung mga kaibigan mo. 'Di ba? I feel like kahit ganaw ka-cliche yung sinasabi nila na tumitibay lang tayo once we experience things like this, I feel like it's true. Kasi parang pakiramdam ko, once na nalampasan mo siya, parang merong dagdag glow, parang merong dagdag pride na nalampasan ko to. Parang ano pa, ganon. Give it to me. Ganong level. Charot lang. Give it to me. So, the question, how to deal with the things after the breakup, sabi ko nga, iba-iba kasi talaga tayo ng coping mechanism. So, para sa akin, depende talaga siya kung ano yung mag-work for you and mag-work for me. Pero para sa akin, puro para sa akin, parang ang dami kong disclaimer. You have to listen to yourself kung ano sa palagay mo yung gusto mong gawin. Kasi you will get to know yourself better. Malalaman mo yung mga bagay na nakapagbigay comfort sa'yo. Kung paano mo matatanggap ang mga bagay-bagay. And you will appreciate yourself more. Kumbaga, makikilala mo yung sarili mo kung paano siya mag-deal sa pain, kung paano siya mag-move on. Minsan naisip ko rin, kaya siguro minsan paulit-ulit tayong nasasaktan. Kasi parang, if hindi ako nasaktan ng ganong beses, hindi ko malalaman kung ano yung pinaka-effective na paraan sa akin para mag-move on. Wow! Yun yung sa akin, ha? I don't know if it applies to you as well. Pero ako yun yung na-realize ko na parang nakita ko yung pattern or nakita ko yung method na, ito, nag-work siya sa akin for the longest time. So, ito yung gagawin ko. Kaya kapag nasaktan ako ulit, I know what to do. And I know how to deal with it. For the next question, because the next question is, how to fall in love again? Of course, after breakup, nandun yung fear kung ikaw yung nasaktan, 'di ba? Yung the fear of starting all over again, the fear of trusting again, the fear of being vulnerable again. Yung pakiramdam na ikukwento mo ulit, yung buhay mo, papakilala mo ulit yung sarili mo. May nakausap nga ako, sabi niya sa akin, feeling daw niya may trauma siya sa past relationship niya, kaya hindi niya kayang makapag-open up ng sarili ngayon. Actually, kung iisipin, oo nga no, nakakapraning? What if maulit ulit? What if masaktan ulit? What if mas masakit yung bago? Pero on the other side, what if hindi naman? What if nasa tamang tao ka na ngayon? What if isa siyang taong green flag in all aspects? What if siya yung meant for you? Story time. There was one time in my life na sobra akong nasaktan. Nawalan ng tiwala hindi lang sa ibang tao pero pati sa sarili ko. Sobrang hirap nun, yung bumaba yung self-esteem mo, yung feeling mo wala ka nang kayang gawin. Kasi alam mo yung pakiramdam na sobrang excited ka, sobrang tiwala ka, sobrang ang dami mong goals, pero it turned out na kabaligtaran ng iniisip mo or ng pinaniniwalaan mo yung nangyayari or yung nakita mo. Masakit. Kasi alam mo yung dahil tiwala ka dun sa tao, ang hirap paniwalaan na hindi siya yun. I really cried a lot that time and umabot sa point na parang wala akong gana in life. Yung gusto ko na lang maging taong patatas kasi buti pa yung patatas, alam niya na yung ending niya. Hash brown, french fries, mashed potato, chips, diba? As in, nung time na yun, napaka-unproductive ko. That was during my early 20s. Like, 20s, ganon. But you know what? Kahit gaano mo ayaw magtiwala, minsan God has a way of showing you people that will help you believe again with yourself, with life, and of course with love. I remember there was one person na nagsabi sa akin na self-worth comes from within. Yun yung lagi niyang sinasabi sa akin pag umiiyak ako. And that time, I didn't know kung anong ibig sabihin nun. But this person showed me that I am worthy of appreciation, attention, and time na hindi ko kailangan hingin yun. Kasi kusang binibigay yun. And dun ko na-feel na hindi naman pala ako magiging abala. Hindi naman pala ako ganun kalayo para ihatid at sunduin. Hindi rin naman pala ako madrama kahit iyak ako ng iyak. And naramdaman ko rin, imagine yung malungkot ka, naiiyak ka, but you felt that maganda ka pa rin kahit umiiyak ka. Pero mas maganda syempre kung hindi. Alam mo yun, it was the era of my life na na-feel ko yung comfort na hinahanap ko. And that was also the time na tinatak ko talaga sa isip ko yung self-worth comes from within. That was the biggest lesson that I have learned during my 20s. Kasi up to now, it's my daily reminder that even for once, I have experienced things that I never thought I would. It is indeed helpful that you have people around you reminding you of how precious you are. But you have to own that self-worth. Kasi sa'yo pa rin yung final say. And alam nyo, after how many years, there was one time na sinabihan din ako ng mga masasakit na salita. But because I already know my worth, and hindi ko na yun tatanungin. Kasi parang okay na ako sa sarili ko eh. Nasaktan ako, oo, pero hindi ko na inabsorb yung mga sinabi about me. Kasi alam ko sa sarili ko na may mga taong naniniwala at nagmamahal sa akin as ako. And I don't have to prove myself to others. Hindi ko na kailangang maging people pleaser. Yung bang ganong na thinking. So, I am putting this on this podcast episode because I want to say that to the person who has helped me acknowledge my self-worth, thank you so much. I owe a big part of my life to you. Kasi kung hindi ko siguro na-realize yung self-worth ko that time, baka hindi ako makakapagkwento ngayon or baka hindi ako magiging ganito ka-confident ngayon to talk about self-worth, self-confidence, and things like that. It's just that it is sad that it might be late for me to appreciate you or to say these things to you, but yeah, better late than never. Thank you for being the best handkerchief ever. And you are one of my favorite people on earth indeed. So, my thoughts? You might not have experienced that type of love or treatment that you want or been dreaming of before, but trust me, you will. Eventually. Sabi to na mga kaibigan ko na pinagpala sa love life. Pero if hindi, well, you still have yourself. Sabi ko nga, if you can do it for yourself, why wait for others to do it for you? If hindi romantic love, basta sana maramdaman natin na minamahal tayo ng totoo. Hopefully, no more sana all na tayo sa mga huling buwan ng 2023. But if you are like our SBTS listener na hindi pa handang mag-open up and to fall in love again, well, that's okay. Kasi you don't have to rush things. You have to trust the process. Baka at this point, you don't have to fall in love romantically. Baka you need to fall in love with yourself again. So, hey, this is Sarah saying, love yourself more. Masaya to. Promise. Good night. Mwah. Thanks for listening to Sarah's Bedtime Stories. If you enjoyed my podcast, please like and follow me on Facebook, Spotify, and YouTube. Just search Sarah's Bedtime Stories. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at @_Sarah's Bedtime Stories. Feel free to share your questions or stories with us at sarahsbedtimestories@gmail.com. And who knows, your story might become the next episode.